What happens when the party of Lincoln forgets what it stands for? Hi, I am Peter Boykin, founder of Gays for Trump, Constitutionalist for Liberty, and former 2024 candidate for North Carolina Lieutenant Governor. Today I am taking on the hypocrisy eating the Republican Party from the inside. This isn't just about right or left. It's about leadership versus theater, truth versus tribalism, and the freedom to think for yourself in a world that demands blind loyalty. From my run for office to the struggle of being openly gay in conservative politics, I pull no punches. I expose the double standards, the fear of, quote, identity politics, and the silence that too many confuse with strength. This is a call to wake up the GOP before it loses the republic it claims to defend. A warning, a challenge, and a reminder that freedom is not just for those who fit the mold. So are Republicans losing the war by fighting the wrong battles? Continue to watch, listen, and share if you still believe liberty belongs to everyone. This is #GoRight with Peter Boykin. Remember, we fight for what's right because it's time to go right. The future of the GOP is freedom, and freedom starts with thinking for itself. This is a #GoRight with Peter Boykin Commentary. You know, I look at where we are as a movement, and I see a party that has forgotten how to lead. I see people who once called themselves freedom fighters now acting like moral referees. The same people who used to shout, quote, small government, now want to use that government to control who you are, what you say, and how you live. It feels like the party that once defended liberty has traded it for outrage, and we have stopped governing and started performing. We have allowed the noise of the world to drown out the meaning of the Constitution we claim to protect. We say we believe in the individual, yet we demand everyone act the same. We say we stand for free speech, yet we attack those who speak uncomfortable truths. We say we want unity, but we have built walls inside our own ranks. I did not become a Republican to join a club. I became one because I believed this was the party that trusted people to live freely. I hope I'm not wrong about that. But freedom is not freedom if it only applies to the people you agree with. When I ran for lieutenant governor in 2024, I did it because I wanted to prove that being gay and being a conservative are not contradictions. I wanted to show that personal responsibility, limited government, and love for country belong to everyone. Yet, even then, many inside the party did not want to talk about it. They told me, oh, you and your group, we don't need to play party politics, and we don't have to play identity politics. Funny. That rule only seems to apply to people like me. When someone else makes history, they celebrate. But when we do, people like me, they go silent. That silence is not strength. It is fear. The same people who cheer diversity when it fits the narrative are terrified of it when it challenges their comfort. But real leadership does not come from comfort. It comes from courage. Shocking, folks. I am proud to be a gay Republican. And I am proud to support a vision that values liberty over conformity. I am proud to stand for a movement that should, at its core, trust people to make their own choices. But I am not proud of the hypocrisy that creeps through our ranks, or the bitterness that has replaced brotherhood. If the GOP is going to survive, it must stop running from its own principles. It must stop confusing loudness with leadership. The Constitution does not care who you love, who you marry, or what church you attend. or even if you attend at all. It cares that you are free. Freedom is messy. It is uncomfortable. It asks us to tolerate things we do not understand and defend people we may not disagree with. And that is what makes it sacred. Now let me be clear about who I am. I am a Republican, yes. But I am also mostly moderate. I'm a constitutionalist for liberty, a devil's advocate for truth, and a citizen journalist who's been running GoRightNews.com for a while, who believes that freedom dies when we stop questioning power. Being moderate or moderate-leaning, middle ground, does not mean being weak. It means having the courage to think instead of react. It means being a conservative about principles, and possibly even liberal about compassion. It's pretty sad when you say compassion. It's only going for liberals, but it means refusing to be trapped by either extreme. We have reached a point where people care more about winning arguments than solving problems. How do you think we ended up shutting down the government for so long? The left performs outrage. The right performs righteousness. And the American people are left in the wreckage. We are supposed to be a government of, by, and for the people. But somewhere along the way, the people became the audience instead of the authors. Representation today has become theater. Politicians do not lead anymore. They perform. They chase cameras, not convictions. They read scripts written by donors and lobbyists instead of listening to the people who hired them. That is not representation. That is manipulation. And we, the citizens, are guilty too. We have allowed ourselves to be pigeonholed into corners where our opinions have to match the team colors. We act like being independent-minded is treason when it's actually the most American thing you could be. The founders did not build this republic for groupthink. They built it for debate. They expected disagreement. They designed a system that only works when the people are willing to think for themselves. That is why I call myself a constitutionalist for liberty. Because I do not want a country run by party loyalty. I want a country run by principle. So that makes me a conservative on some things and a liberal on others, at least by people's perspectives. I believe in freedom of speech, financial responsibility, and limited government. But I also believe in fairness, equality, and the right of every individual to live as they see fit, at least within the law. That balance is not confusion, it is clarity, and it is what keeps freedom alive. If we want to fix this country, we need more citizens willing to question both sides. We need more people who defend free speech, even when they dislike what is being said. We need fewer politicians chasing polls and donor money, and more citizens chasing truth. The day we stop thinking for ourselves is the day the republic dies. So stop letting parties, pundits, and platforms tell you what to believe. Start thinking again. Start questioning again. And start remembering that the word republic literally means public matter, the people's business. The future of this nation will not be saved by the far left nor the far right. It will be saved by the honest middle, the thinkers, the skeptics, the moderates, the citizens who love their country more than their political tribe. We can protect children without vilifying adults. We can defend God without weaponizing faith. And we can honor our history without being trapped by it. This is what I believe. And this is what #GoRight stands for. Not blind loyalty, not cultural warfare, but freedom. Freedom rooted in truth. Freedom defended by principle. Freedom guided by conscience. This is the America I love. That is the America I fight for. And that is the America I refuse to give up on. Because the future of our GOP, the future of this republic, the future of freedom itself will not be decided by who shouts the loudest. It will be decided by who has the courage to think for themselves and stand firm when it matters most.